PV. Coming up on Imperial, so 110, 105. Okay, cool. East of the 110 coming up on San Pedro. Yes, Jack, we are. That's the car we're trying to find. Let's see. Says, I think he is northbound Central. Westbound, they're saying. Okay, cool. I think it might be this guy. Yeah, I think he's that guy. I think he's this guy. Right? Yeah, I think it's that guy. Yeah. So you can go ahead and take the highways and big streets off for me? Yep, cool. And then we'll give them the map. Oh yeah, it's because I'm in the doubler. There you go. Right there. Right there. Yeah. I think he's up ahead a little bit. Passing Western. Throw these on real quick. I said Western. That's Western here. Okay. I think he's this guy, right? Yep, there we go. Got him. That's good. We have it, Jack. But he's going faster than we can fly. Going about 150 miles. They're gonna let it go though, is what we're hearing. They're gonna cancel because he's going too fast. He's continuing westbound 105, coming into the Hawthorne area, about 120 miles an hour. Oh, close call there. Oh. Yeah, approaching LAX, which is going to make it even more difficult for us. Thank you to everyone who is joining us on NBCLA.com and all of our streaming platforms. I'm Eliana Moreno alongside my pilot James Pollard, and we are following a vehicle that was involved in a police pursuit. At this point, we did hear that the California Highway Patrol called it off, but there's still a sheriff's helicopter overhead. You can see this driver just got off the westbound 105 freeway near LAX and is now on surface streets on Imperial Highway, but he still knows that he's being followed at least from above because he can see the night sun. So he's still driving pretty erratically here, but he may be trying to get back on the freeway here. I think that's exactly what he's doing, but this time going to be going eastbound on the 105 freeway. The driver was actually in a vehicle that was involved, back eastbound, that was involved in a home invasion robbery out of the Anaheim area. And Anaheim police was in pursuit, but they let it go. They relinquished it to the CHP because it did enter LA County. But when this driver started going 150 miles an hour, they simply had to let it go because it's too dangerous at that point. However, the sheriff's, oh gosh, that was such a close call. Oh my gosh. This guy has had so many close calls. He's driving so fast. But the sheriff's ship is continuing to follow him from up above, just out of an abundance of caution here, eastbound on the 105 freeway, now in the Hawthorne area. So eastbound 105 now at Prairie. There he is. He's actually pretty difficult to keep up with because he's going so fast. There's the night sun from the police helicopter. Even they're having trouble keeping it on this guy. You can see he's riding the shoulder, so that's always so concerning to me because if you've broken down on the highway, you've got a flat tire or anything of that nature, that's where you would be. And this guy is coming at you at top speeds, and you may be exiting here just off of the 105 East, going to be Crenshaw Boulevard. Jim, he is exiting. He's right under us. So I'm going to spin the camera here for just a moment because the car is going to go right under us. This is going to be Crenshaw at 120th. He's going eastbound, I believe. That's him there. So lots of twists and turns, so that's why the car's right under us here for just a moment. So I'm going to widen out because I don't want my camera to spin. So pardon me here, just got to work with the camera real quick. It's right under us, Jim. Right behind us, becoming my 9 o'clock. Bear with me, guys, here for just a moment. We're trying to get in a better position. There he is. Oh, just barely tapped that car there. Crenshaw at El Segundo. Again, this is now LA County in pursuit because it's still their helicopter overhead, but no units from anyone behind this guy, and we won't see any because he's just driving too reckless, and no officers are going to be able to even keep up with this guy the way he's driving. It would simply be too dangerous. But Crenshaw and 135th, I should add, this vehicle was taken in a carjacking. So originally when this pursuit started out of Anaheim, again, possible home invasion robbery suspects, they were in another car. And when they got to about the 110 at Gage, they were involved in a vehicle collision and bailed from the car. But then one of the occupants carjacked this vehicle from an innocent civilian and has continued this high-speed pursuit on the highway and on surface streets, now coming to a full stop. This is the first time I've seen him stop, but there's a unit from the sheriff's department. I think that's going to make this guy really nervous, and we're going to see him continue to drive as recklessly as we have, or even worse. Rosecrans now in the Inglewood area. This is so concerning to me. Oh my gosh, 90 miles an hour on surface streets. I'd rather have him be on the freeway, to be honest, because now you're dealing with red lights, stop signs, pedestrians, you name it. The danger is there. And he's continuing 100 miles an hour. I can't imagine that they're going to trail him from behind with units, because it's just too dangerous. So they're going to continue just watching him from above. I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest, if they just let this guy go, considering how dangerous he's been driving. Deputies are going to have to think about whether it is safe to continue to do so, or if the safest option is just to let him go. But for now, still have the sheriff's helicopter overhead with this pursuit continuing on Rosecrans in Inglewood. Ooh, ran the red. About 60 miles an hour now. In terms of our regular pursuit tactics, pit maneuver, spike strips, things of that nature, they can't even consider that because they don't know where this guy's going. Oh, there was a pedestrian right there. Oh, good thing that woman ran out of the way. Very close call there. Rosecrans and Budlong were in Gardena. He's slowing down a little bit. I hope he just ditches the car and takes off running for the safety of all involved. Going through this strip mall. Coming up to Vermont. Gonna hang a left here. Northbound Vermont from Rosecrans. Eastbound Rosecrans rather. Eastbound Rosecrans from Vermont. So sheriff's deputies are asking for permission from the watch commander to re-engage. So they want to get behind this guy because they figure he's driving so recklessly, it's not going to make a difference if we're behind him. But now he's back on the freeway, which means that the California Highway Patrol could get back behind this vehicle. So he's on the 110 now, southbound 110 through Redondo. So we're roughly in the area of the 110 and the 105. I'm seeing a little bit of slowdown here, so we'll see why that is. He's using the gore point there. Approaching Alondra, so that's going to put us near the 91 freeway. At this point, I think he's the only person in the car. Again, this was taken in a carjacking. I pray that there wasn't anyone else in there. We actually covered a story a couple days ago out of Panorama City where a guy carjacked a car from a mother and her baby was still inside. So it's those types of situations that you got to think about in a situation like this. We don't know if anyone else was in the car. Hopefully not, and everyone is okay. But at this point, that's unknown, as he took this car in a carjacking in the South LA area after the car that he was originally in was involved in a car accident off of Gage and Grand in South LA, so right next to the 110 freeway, after leading Anaheim police on a lengthy chase. If you're just joining us, this all started as a pursuit of home invasion suspects out of Anaheim, made its way all the way into South Los Angeles, where that car crashed. The people in there took off running, and one of them carjacked this car. And I believe the car is an Audi from what I heard on the scanner. So he's still in the area of the 91 freeway. I think he's going to go eastbound 91. Yep, eastbound 91 from Vermont. So he's going to go under us here for just a second. He's exiting or transitioning here. He's in the Cloverleaf there for the 110 freeway. Yep, 110 north from the 91. So back on the Harbor Freeway. So now they're asking for the California Highway Patrol because CHP is the police of the highway. So they're going to be best equipped to chase a car that is on the freeway. Because as they go on different sections of the freeway, they'll be able to get more CHP units in the mix. But this guy's going fast. Man. There's a lot of factors we don't know. Of course, we don't know if this person is armed. We don't know if anybody else is in the car. We don't think so, though. And it's also unclear how much gas he started off with because, again, he stole this car in a carjacking. So unclear what the rightful owner had in terms of gas. So we don't know how long this could last. And at the way he's been driving this car, he is giving it all it's got. Again, what we believe to be an Audi with really darkly tinted windows, so it's really difficult for me to see inside. Northbound 110 through Redondo, about 90 miles an hour. Wow. This is a dangerous one, folks. I just hope it ends well. The way he's driving. I'm just glad he's back on the highway, to be honest, because what we saw on surface streets was extremely dangerous. So at least since he's on the freeway, everyone's headed the same way. He's not going to have any pedestrians. He's not going to have any stop signs, no red lights. And if you are a scanner hound and you want to listen to this on the scanner, it's working on the LA County Sheriff's Century frequency, for those of you who have a scanner at home. Again, this started out of Anaheim in Orange County, possible home invasion suspects. When we first picked it up, we picked it up actually when it had already ended the first time around when they crashed at Gage and Grand. And then this guy carjacked this car, got in, and the pursuit has been a wild one since. And he's exiting now from, he's transitioning rather. He is transitioning to the 105 freeway. And he's going to go westbound 105. There we go. Copy that, Jack. Thank you. Coming up to Imperial here at the 105. So Jack Noyes at the assignment desk back in Universal City is telling me that they've reached out to Anaheim PD as well as Buena Park Police as well to try to get a little more information on who these people may be that are in the car. But at this point, we haven't heard back because understandably they're very busy with the pursuit. Oh, wow. He just made that turn before that pedestrian walked in front of the car. We are at Vermont and Imperial, coming up to a red light. He's going to hang the eastbound turn on Imperial. Imperial Highway runs parallel to the eastbound, or runs parallel to the 105 freeway. Slowing down just a touch. Coming up to Hoover, rather. Okay, he just made a southbound turn. About 50 miles an hour, light traffic. He'll pop out the other side of the 105. Here he is. Continuing. So he didn't get back on the freeway. I'm really hopeful that this is an area that he is familiar with and the intent is to just ditch the car and take off running because that would be best for the safety of all involved. He's going to go right under us here for just a moment. And he's going to turn here on a small residential street. Eastbound 119th from Hoover. Now, I'm going to venture to say he's familiar with this area because he hasn't really been on small streets like this during the course of this pursuit. He tends to stay on major streets and tends to stay on the freeway as well. So the fact that he's in a residential area leads me to believe that perhaps he's familiar with it and is planning on ditching the car here soon and running into either a place that he owns or is familiar with and going to try to hide that way. That would really be ideal considering how dangerous this has been. There's the sheriff's helicopter overhead. And again, if you're just joining us, this was a home invasion suspects out of Orange County, possibly Buena Park, but Anaheim police who were in pursuit. Anaheim is the only police agency down in Orange County, other than the Orange County Sheriff's Department, that has its own police helicopter. So it could have been that it was originally in Buena Park, but they asked Anaheim PD for assistance with their aircraft Angel, and Angel did follow it till running through the red. Fortunately, no cross traffic here. No units behind the car at this point. He's going really fast for surface streets, oh gosh. Just made a northbound turn on Avalon. So you're seeing the speeds there, about 70 miles an hour or so, going under the freeway. Is the 105. I haven't seen him pop out. Airship hasn't seen him pop out either. He's still under the freeway. Units coming in. Okay, is that him? Let's see. Yep, there he is. He stopped for just a moment under the freeway. But he's now back out. It was a smart move, you gotta give him that. He thought, only the helicopter's on top of me, I can hide under the overpass or under the freeway. But he didn't know that the units were pretty close by, so they were able to swoop in quite quickly. And the pursuit continues here on surface streets, 118th and Stanford Avenue. Okay, there's some police cars waiting. They don't know where this guy lives. The car is stolen. He got it in a carjacking, so running the plates isn't going to get them any information. It's actually a black four-door Mercedes is what they're saying. Oh, that was a close one. Central and 118th. Yeah, this is a black Mercedes. I could have sworn we were following an Audi, though. So I don't know if when he was under the freeway, he switched cars. But what I was seeing originally looked like an Audi. This does look different to me. And officers are describing this as a Mercedes, whereas before they were describing it as an Audi. So what happened under the freeway is... your guess is as good as mine, because this car does look different. .105 through Wilmington, now in Willowbrook. The unit that was following him lost visual, but the police helicopter still sees him. We still see him, of course. Now in the carpool lane. Air 24 from the LA County Sheriff's Department is taking over the pursuit. He's in the HOV lane, the carpool lane. The car in front of him, though, isn't going fast enough for him, so he's going to move out of the way. Going to weave back over to the carpool. Okay, now we got a unit directly behind him. Weaving in and out of traffic, and out he goes. So off the freeway, 105 at Long Beach. trying to work its way through traffic here. Okay, he's turning on Louise and Long Beach Boulevard. I'm actually hearing on the scanner that they have an Audi under the freeway over there. So I think what happened was that he switched cars. The unit directly behind him right now is trying to run the plates. But that's still going to do them no good if it's stolen. It won't lead them to the right, to whoever is behind the wheel if the car is stolen. But unclear what happened there under that freeway. But all we know is that the car that's in the pursuit now is a Mercedes. State Street and Louise. There you go. Airship overhead, units behind him. Coming up to Little Alameda. Okay, he's at the tracks, somewhat confused about what to do, coming up to Alameda. Oh, gosh. Okay, so what I'm hearing is that the person who we were originally following is now the passenger, and the driver is a female. So that's just our preliminary scanner traffic. So it appears to us as if the man who was in that carjacked vehicle called up a female friend and got him to come pick him up. So it's really unfortunate that he decided to get somebody else involved in this now too. But what we're hearing now is that the original pursuit suspect is the passenger, and now the driver is a female, is what they're saying. But now they're being a little bit wishy-washy here on whether or not it is a female driver. So it's unclear. They're just going based off of witness interviews that they did under the overpass of the freeway there, where they switched out cars. So at this point, they're not sure if it is a woman driver is what I'm hearing, but they're pretty confident that the guy who was in the Audi is now in the passenger seat of this Mercedes. Okay, ran the red there, Alameda and Tweedy. Oh, wow, this is a pursuit that we've seen 3 cars in it. The first one was the original one that was used in the home invasion out of Orange County. Now we're following a Mercedes, but before this we were following an Audi. So it's been the 3rd vehicle here in this pursuit. Coming up to a red light here. Gingerly making his or her way here through the intersection. So now I'm continuing to hear that it is a woman behind the wheel, from what we're hearing. But she was not the one that was driving the Audi. They believe that the passenger was the one who was driving the Audi. He had her meet him under the freeway, and now the pursuit continues. If anything, I appreciate that she's driving slower than he was, because the conditions were so dangerous before. And she just made that turn, and this may be it, folks. There we go. Oh my gosh, 4 people running. Considering that one of the passengers is believed to be the suspect, I don't even know who to follow at this point. So we're just gonna stick with these 3 because they're making the mistake of sticking together. We got these 2 in custody. I'm gonna keep following the one that is running. We got this other man in the white tee. So we saw 4 people get out of the car, take off running. 2 are being detained. This guy's still running. There's another guy who's still running as well. This guy decided that, hey, I'm better off just pretending like I have nothing to do with this. I'm going to stay on my phone. But he's right under the night sun here, so they clearly know he's involved. Yes, you did, Jim. Here we go. 3rd person being detained here. He's at gunpoint. They're going to move in for the arrest. So they've got 3. I just didn't see the 4th. So I'm gonna wait to hear if they got that person too. Okay, so they're saying that one of the men that ran out of the car tossed something right there where these folks are standing. And they have nothing to do with any of this. They just work here in all likelihood. But they believe that one of the men tossed something. Now, we believe that these people that were originally in the pursuit may have been involved in a home invasion robbery, and there was a possibility that they could have been armed. So they're going to check to see what that item was, to see if perhaps it was a weapon. I'm waiting for the confirmation that all 4 are in custody. It does seem like it by the way that the deputies are acting. It doesn't seem like they're actively in hot pursuit of anyone.
Oh, no!
We have a suspect running. Oh, this is going to be close.
To watch more heart-stopping car chases happening across Southern California, subscribe here. Thanks for watching. The Chase is on.